Hello, friends. This is Yonks with BitDAO Æmbassy. And if you're wondering what AE stands for, it stands for Autonomous Entity. And this is a BitDAO ecosystem community. I think I had a stream going in the background. So we're going to be talking here tonight. It's a very quick live stream, and I'm joined by my fellow friends, Amy and White Hat. And I still have a stream going in the background. So this is, and yeah. Anyway, we're going to be creating a how-to snapshot proposal. And this is one that it's not just a test. All right, so let's get this show on the road. For those that aren't familiar with Snapshot, we're going to be actually walking through that process right now. So welcome, White Hat. Welcome, Amy. This is a very ad hoc live stream that we've got. And again, let's go ahead. And for those people that aren't familiar with Snapshot, it is the place that DAOs are using for governance. And there's a lot of reasons why that it's being used for governance. One of the reasons is because it is a gasless solution. And what that means is it doesn't cost transactions for creating or for voting on various things. And as everybody or people that have participated in a vote where it's on chain, and I'm at snapshot.org. This is again the governance platform that is used. Like right here, you can see 4.5K spaces. I'm going to go ahead and connect my wallet right now. And I'm going to have to put in my password here real quick. So bear with me while I do that. All right, going back to snapshot.org, and we're going to connect the wallet again. And we're going to go to BitDAO, and there's two BitDAOs. This is the one, and this is the one for the Æmbassy. This is the one for proposals, and there's going to be an upcoming AMA. There's a quick plug here for that. We've got an AMA planned for Wednesday, and it's literally the very first AMA for BitDAO. And again, I'll probably create another video on the channel for this here real quick. And let me go ahead. I saw a fellow ambassador, BitDAO ambassador, joining here as well. So this is a fun platform that we use. And going back here to Snapshot. So this is the one, we've had a couple proposals come through the pipeline here on the BitDAO community delegates. And I was one of, let's see, on the first vote, I was one of 5 people you can see here. This is when we were just getting started, and this occurred back on November 21st. And then the other one here is we voted on a couple proposals, and I'm going to be walking you through the process right now. The other thing that I wanted to show too is our Notion. This is our Notion space over here. I'm going to go to the main page right over here. So BitDAO Æmbassy, this is where we organize all of the work that we're doing. And going back over here, this is a bounty board, propose an action. So this is the one that we're going to be talking about right here. Incorporate Bright ID into BitDAO Æmbassy onboarding process. So I literally just created this like not too long ago before we went on the live stream. And this is something that I had prepared for the creation of the snapshot proposal. So on this one, I'm going to just walk through this to explain. As we're building out BitDAO Ambassador, which we decided to officially name BitDAO Æmbassy via these 2 snapshot proposals, it seems increasingly important that we implement measures to ensure that we are acting with real humans. Bright ID is one of several solutions that are being created for this important component. What is Bright ID? Here's a recent Medium article, and I'm not going to open that right now. You can do that through the snapshot proposal that I'm going to create here momentarily that provides a good starting point. Now, I also, in the snapshot proposal, answer the questions, why Bright ID? Bright ID is also a DAO, and here's a Medium article talking about that. They recently did an airdrop. I don't believe that I actually participated in that ourselves. And also, Bright ID is the mechanism that Rabbit Hole provides to ensure proof of uniqueness for various quests that may become available. And this is one of the things that I think is a fun component. They have this really great quest process, and I've got a couple links here, quest and tutorial. And here's a little quote from one of these 2 pages. Hi, y'all. Rabbit Hole uses Bright ID to ensure human verification of users so that everyone can have fun in the metaverse, free from bots and scammers. Furthermore, Gitcoin uses Bright ID as one of several mechanisms to increase trust within their grants awarding platform. So I just wanted to kind of walk through here, because this is, again, our Notion space at Æmbassy, where we organize all of the information for supporting our community. So let's get to it, shall we? So over here on snapshot.org, and again, just to bounce back real quick, we're filtered on BitDAO. This is the main one for BitDAO. This is the one for our community here right now. And I'm going to go ahead and do a new proposal right here. And I've got this all prepared, ready to go. Let me bring this open. And one of the things that I like about it is that it supports Markdown. So I've actually got this ready to copy and paste, and we'll do a real quick. I've done multiple snapshot proposals. This is actually my first time doing a snapshot proposal here on this particular snapshot space. So ask a question. The question is, are we going to incorporate, and it's just incorporate Bright ID into Æmbassy onboarding process. And then again, copying and pasting the prepared stuff that I had right here. So let's make this bigger so that you all can see it on the live stream. So just scrolling through this, incorporate Bright ID. There's the overview, and I'll show you how we can preview this here real quick also. And then I'm going to copy the vote. Here's choice 1 and choice 2. No, I have a better solution. So again, if somebody votes no, that's one of the things that we would like to have some conversation as far as a better solution. This is one that Mrs. Yonks and I have already went through the onboarding process with Bright ID. And we thought that it was a fairly easy process, and this is something that we'll probably incorporate into other DAOs where we are engaged in. So we've got the text in here that was prepared using, again, Markdown language. The little pound sign here creates some nice headers. I'm not going to talk about using Markdown, but we click on this little eyeball, we can do a little preview of this. So overview, I already went through this from the Notion. Why Bright ID? So it looks pretty good. All right, so I'm going to go back, use the little arrow, and we're going to do a single choice voting. Again, there's other voting methodologies. This is a pretty simple one, yes or no, single choice. So we're going to select the start date. It is 2 a.m. here on a little after 2. So let's go ahead and just do that, and we'll do 2. And the way that Snapshot works is it takes a snapshot when we, and I'll show you the block ID, and this is based upon delegated bit. And I'll actually go through the process right here on the live stream of voting for this. Now, one of the things too that's important, so this is actually automatically chosen. So it provides, and that's the administrators put this in place. So anything that gets submitted here has a 1-week duration on the voting window, which I think is absolutely fair. Because, I would really encourage anybody in the BitDAO Æmbassy to go through this process of Bright ID or do some research, find out if it's something that you support. One of the things that I like about Bright ID is that you can remain pseudo anonymous. So like my Bright ID is yonks. I haven't, even though I'm fully doxed in the Web3 and DAO ecosystem, you can remain pseudo anonymous. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and publish this here right now. And scroll down, sign this. All right, the proposal has been created. So let's go ahead and go back here what this looks like to, so here's the proposal that we just created. I'm going to take a snapshot of this. This is a milestone. Anybody that's hung out on some live streams knows that I'm a screenshot junkie, and I'll probably send out a tweet on this because this is a personal milestone. This is the first proposal that I've personally created here at the BitDAO Community Delegates Program. So I'm going to walk through the process of actually voting on this. And this is, again, something that I'm supportive of. I encourage everybody to do your own research. I provided some links in here so that you can have a starting point. There's a lot of information on the internet for this. So to vote on this, it's a pretty simple process. You just vote and then vote. And right now I have 424 DBIT. That's my token that represents the efforts that have been put forward to get to where we're at. So, and you can see right here, this is based upon the snapshot. This is the number. You can open that up in another tab over here. And right now, this is on the Rinkeby test network. So we're going to go ahead and vote. And now I have to sign the vote. So we went through two things here. We went through the process of creating a snapshot proposal, and then we also went through the process of voting on a snapshot proposal. And I just wondered, we've got a couple people here. And this is, I don't know if we're going to have a POAP for this or not. But anyway, does anybody have any questions here that's hanging out with me on the Zoom right now? White Hat, Amy, I see Osos Gogo joined us too. And what I'm going to do here, go ahead, White Hat.
The question was that this is going to last for 6 days, and what happens if someone have real BitDAO tokens? So if someone has real BitDAO tokens and these process only takes the Rinkeby token. So does it allow both of the tokens?
No, that's a great question. So over here on Snapshot, see where it's got strategy, and this is something that you can take a look at. So this strategy only incorporates DBIT, which is delegated bit, which is something that was created on the specifically for this BitDAO Æmbassy, the delegate program, and the thoughts are, and I don't know what that's going to look like in the future. This is, again, we're just building out this ambassador program here at BitDAO and the community. And this is something that I linked here too. The community did via these 2 snapshot proposals. It was a 2 snapshot proposal process where we decided on the Æmbassy brand. And this is one of the things that I'm really excited about. This is literally, again, the first video that we're streaming on this brand new channel. And I'm going to bring up the Æmbassy right now. You can see this is the video. This is, again, the very first. And we've got a very important live stream coming up here with John Allen, who put forward a proposal over here on BitDAO. If you go to bitdao.io, and this is a real quick plug, this isn't necessarily related to it, but that's one of the things I kind of sprinkle in here. So over here on the forum, this is an opportunity for anybody that is interested in all the stuff on that. Over here on the soft proposals, the ZK-DAO. And this is a forum post that I made right here, and we've got this coming up. I actually need to update this. This is scheduled for Wednesday. I sent out a tweet on this, but going back here, does that answer your question, White Hat?
Well, partly it does, but if you read the documents of BitDAO, it explicitly says that token holders has right to vote. So where does the token holders come into equation to decide or to make decisions? Because
Yeah. So again, going back to the snapshot homepage. So there's two spaces, BitDAO. So the one that's got 2.69K, this is the one where BitDAO token holders, people that hold Bit, vote. And I do hold 500 Bit myself right here. And this is whenever this proposal, assuming that it navigates the soft proposal process here, this will be my first proposal that I will be able to, because I actually delegated the bit to myself for voting. So like this is the one that most recently passed. This is the, again, BitDAO with 2.69K. There are two snapshots. One is for BitDAO, and this really should, this space should be renamed, because I could see how that could be confusing. This BitDAO space is the one that's for BitDAO community delegates that uses delegated bit. This one right here, like going in and looking at BIP6, this is the one that passed in, let's see when this was, here about a month ago. And you can see over here that the strategy for this uses bit. So does that clear that up for you there, White Hat?
Yeah, it does. So the other one, we can rename it to BitDAO Æmbassy, because
correct,
the bit delegated is basically the ambassadors getting those throh Coordinate. So yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. So again, I went through the voting proposal, and this is something that we will have other ambassadors here. We will have a week to vote on. I think it says 6 days. I think it's technically a week. And that's the admin of this space set that so that, and that's a really good thing too, because like I've seen some proposals get put forward where it doesn't provide enough of a voting window, and a week is absolutely, I think, an acceptable best practice as far, and depending on what it is, you know, we're not going to talk about best practices, because that's again up for each DAO to decide themselves, and work, and that's one of the things that I personally am a proponent of, is finding, as far as best practices, finding, implementing, and then refining. So does anybody else have any questions here that's on the live stream? Amy or Osos?
I forgot, if you make your proposal, does it take away any of your bits or no?
No, and that's the great thing about Snapshot, is that it doesn't cost any transactions to vote. Now on the BitDAO over here, in order to vote on this, you have to have delegate. You have to delegate, and that's another conversation as far as voting on with, if you're a token holder of Bit. And for the ambassadors here at the BitDAO Æmbassy, if you've been engaged, you're receiving delegated Bit. And then depending on how much delegated Bit that you receive, that's like me right now, I have 424 delegated D-bits. And again, this is just a process that we have initially incorporated here at Æmbassy, and this is subject to change. This is some initial framework that we've created so far.
So do you get bits from the trading platforms, or how do you get
that's a great question. So you're familiar with Coordinate, and this is one of the tools over here in Coordinate. Coordinate.com is a tool that increasingly is being used in the Web3 ecosystem. Here's my profile on Coordinate, and we get like, here's my epic statement for BitDAO Æmbassy. So going over here, here's Æmbassy. So like right now, I've received 47 D-bits in this epic from that. So whenever this epic ends, and I think right now we're on a bi-weekly epic. So right now it ends in 6 days. So whenever this ends, then that will be allocated based upon the calculation that occurs. And that's one of the things that we'll, now that we've got a platform here, I love creating the tutorials and walking through people, holding hands. We're all learning here. And this is one of the things that I'm looking forward to providing more content in this manner, because this is a great way where we can all learn together as far as using a tool like Coordinate. Does that answer things for you there, Amy?
Yeah. So I guess once I get in, I'll know the step-by-step on how to accumulate those bits and then be able to vote, right?
Yeah, correct. Just like you've been doing Coordinate there at Retoken, it's a similar process. Here we right now are doing it on a bi-weekly basis, and who knows if that will change in the future, but that's what we adjusted to fairly recently.
Okay,
and
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So anybody else have any questions before we bring this to a wrap? Anything from you, Osos, or are you just hanging out here kind of observing this live streaming process?
I don't have any questions at the moment. I'm just observing for now.
Fair enough. I really appreciate you hopping in here. And this is something too, going over to our Discord. I'm wanting people to be more familiar with this process, and this is something I brought this live streaming thread. I'll take that offline, but this is something that we've gotten a lot of experience with. We found that it's very engaging, where we can kind of get on here, figure this all out together, and get better and better learning together here.
Thank you for your patience.
No, we love everything that you bring with your engagement, Amy. So we thank you for participating and learning. And we're getting started. We're so early to this space, and I'm really excited about because we believe that DAOs are the future of work, and using tools that are being created. And this is, again, we've talked about a couple tools here tonight. Snapshot, talked about Notion a little bit, and we'll be talking more about these. Like I'm newer myself to Notion, and looking forward to figuring out how to better use that tool to support the communities that we're involved with. Anything else? Are we going to call this a wrap? I love hanging out with you all, and that's one of the reasons that I love this format so much.
If you create the PNG, I'll make the POAP.
Well, that's the great thing about this community, is that there's some pretty spectacular artists. But I might take a whack at it, and see. But yeah, like I'll do that just for you, Amy, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And yes. Anyway, I saw Osos opened up a mic. Do you have any final thoughts or questions here, Osos?
I'd like to know when would you start posting tutorials on how to accumulate BitDAO, because this is quite new to me.
Well, that's a work in progress. Right now, the only ability that we have is accumulating the delegated bit, which is on the Rinkeby testnet. So I don't know what that's going to look like coming forward, and I'm hoping that we'll have some more clarity on that here in the coming weeks. So that's something that it sounds like, and mobilizing as a community here, and getting together and learning these tools, delivering our very first community AMA with John Allen about the ZK DAO proposal that was put forward, and really looking forward to that. So that'll be coming, I'm sure.
So ZK DAO, the AMA you're talking about, is that going to be hosted into the Discord or anywhere else, somewhere else like Zoom?
No, my expectation is that that's going to be hosted, and that's the other benefit of this, is that this is a functionally the first time that we have live streamed into this very new YouTube channel. So I'm just waiting to get the video thumbnail for the upcoming AMA, but it will be going into the Æmbassy channel here on YouTube.
Okay, so you are going to you're going to be the host.
Correct.
That's pretty good.
Any other questions? Are we good with this one here?
Well, thank you very much. Sorry, I didn't catch all of your live streaming at SOS, because sometimes I just see it pop up. I was like, oh my God, I missed that. But I'll do the review.
Yeah, no, Mrs.
replay.
Yonks and I have been on, I don't even know how many live streams this week. We have had a lot of fun. We love this format, and it's looking forward to doing more live streams here in 2022. And like one that we just did, we are really extolling the benefits of this live streaming format, because as you know, Amy, it's been an absolutely fabulous tool for creating community engagement where we are there at Retoken. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
awesome.
I have a lot of learning
thanks,
curve.
Jens.
Thank you so much.
well, we're all learning together here, and I'm looking forward to learning more on Notion too. That's again a tool that is new to me, and I love tools, and I love making things that make it easier for us to find all the information. And Notion seems like a very powerful one, and looking forward to learning more and having some workshops so that we can figure out that as well. Did you have any final thoughts for us, White Hat?
Yeah, I was thinking about the tooling mechanism. So we can actually create a substitute of Notions and forum page like the OpenDAO has created for themselves. But we can create something like that and open up to the entire DAO community, come and use it for free even.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that as you have seen, White Hat, is a huge need and opportunity, is to make it easier for people to onboard into the DAO Web3 ecosystem. And that's something that we're going to be having more conversations about, but that's a recurring theme in all the DAOs that Mrs. Yonks and I are involved in, is how can we make onboarding an easier process into this DAO Web3 ecosystem?
Yeah, I think there is avenue, there is opportunity. I think we can create something for the community, and then community can donate into it if they like it, or else they can just use free service. Yeah,
no, 100%. And that's something that that I will continue to drive those conversations, because it's an ongoing work in progress. Because I believe in the KISS, the keep it super simple philosophy, and the easier that we can make it, and then also make it more platform agnostic. And what I mean by that, we've seen that the crypto space has leaned heavily into centralizing a lot of the community building efforts surrounding Discord. And I think that that's much to the overall detriment, because Discord can be really overwhelming, especially for those people that aren't familiar with that tool. So when you talk about learning a new tool like Discord, if you've never used Discord before, and then you put on top of that, like learning blockchain and Web3 and crypto wallets and everything else, it's like too much for a lot of people. So we're wanting to make it easier for everybody.
All right, thanks, Jason.
Absolutely. Thanks for hanging out here, everybody, on short notice. Looking forward to working with you all here as we build the BitDAO ecosystem. And I think that this BitDAO Æmbassy, which is a BitDAO ecosystem community, and again, we've got our first upcoming AMA Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. EST. We'll be hanging out with John Allen. We're talking about the ZK DAO soft proposal that's been put forward.
Awesome. Looking forward to that. Thank you very much indeed. Always like your company.
Yeah,
Have a good
you as
day.
well, my friend. Yep. Have a good night, everybody, or good morning, wherever you're at.
Good night or good morning. Bye bye.
Cheers, guys.
Yes, thanks, Osos.